שלום, שלום לכולם. שמי נסיק ראשי שמה. אני מתפלל שהכל בסדר איתכם היום. Peace to everyone. I am Chief Prince Shema of Beit Mazan. I pray all is well or all is okay with you today. So this video is going to be a lesson. The name of the lesson is a false balance is an abomination to Yah, or to the Most High. So again, I am Chief Prince over Beit Mazan Ministry. And Beit Mazan means house of balance or house from balance, indicating that a house cannot be established unless it has balance. Um, our saying is home is a foundation, right? The community is its mirror and the nation is its product. So a lot of the things that we're doing now, it stems from that home structure. And with us, the home is twofold. The home can be dealing with the house, right? House of Yisrael, B'nai Yisrael, but it's dealing with parents, man and woman, that structure being first. But I'm not going to go in that direction. I'm going to deal with the house of Yisrael, right? Um, it's a matter that took place that I'm going to be presenting. Um, this matter that took place involved my home. It involved more so geared towards me, but me and my Isha. And I want to utilize this situation to kind of bring light to what's going on across the board, so-called Black community, mainly dealing with B'nai Yisrael or Israelites. And just want to share some light. I want to share some light and kind of just encourage us to move away from what transpired. Okay. Um, I'm going to just go ahead and get started. I don't want this to be long. I do want you all, I would encourage you all to stay until the end. I would encourage you all to stay until the end so you could get everything. All right. I think it's important to get everything, get the context of everything. That's how you understand the matter properly. The context is important. So let's get to it. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen. Before I get started, I want to pray. I want to pray really quickly. All right. בורנו אבינו מלכנו, אני מבקש לעבור לכיסא שלך. סלח לנו, או סלח לי על כל מה שהיא פזית רוחנית ונפשית. Our Creator, our King, our Father, I come before you asking to approach your throne. Please forgive me for any uncleanness, whether it's spiritual, physical, or mental. Oh, great King, we thank you for another Shabbat. We thank you for not forsaking us as Israel. We thank you for using our forefathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. We thank you for using our foremothers. Please continue to let your spirit dwell amongst us. Continue to lead us to the direction and the path, the truth, and your ways that you want us to go. And please allow the remnant of the remnant that is of you to continue to push through the chaos that is within us as Israel, as a people. And I pray that as I speak, that something is shared that can help propel us into pleasing you. תודה רבה. עלו את המקור הניסקי, עלו את הכוח הניסקי, עלו את המלך העליון. Praise the eternal source. Praise the eternal power. Praise the supreme king, Yahweh Elohim. All right, let's get to it, you all. Let's get to it. My intention is not to be abrasive, rash, or nasty, or anything like that, but it is to bring the truth, bring the light. I was encouraged, not really encouraged, but a suggestion of like, okay, don't you shouldn't have to say anything. Your character, your integrity, your consistency, it says a lot. I actually got congratulated. I won't go into who congratulated me for the situation, but I'm looking at it from a different lens, and I appreciate those that said, just kind of let it be. But I believe that can be dangerous. I believe that if we are those that are of Torah, right, whether you are Tanakh only or Tanakh and Brit Hadashah, New Testament. The basis is us to keep the instructions of the Most High. Every um, messenger or malachim of the Most High brought the same message through. If you really look at it, the issue is we're wanting to let things go. We are moving without proper righteous leadership, and we are allowing things to just take place. So when I bring this out, this is geared towards a situation, but it also is geared towards the responses. I'm going to point that out. So let's get started. I'm already 5 minutes in. I don't want to bore you all, but stay, listen, and I hope that it can help us in the future, because a false balance is an abomination to the Most High. A false balance. Let's keep going. All right. Going to share my screen. Going to share my screen. And here we go. All right, you all. So this was a post that was made. I want to, I'm going to go through it. Hopefully you all can read it. I'll be reading it out just in case you all can't see it. I don't know how to zoom this in. I don't want to mess anything up either. But I'll read through it. I got to go through them, but then I'm going to come back and we're going to go through the context. Okay. This is by a gentleman by the name of Shabar. He says, "Old nigga and young girls in Israel. I don't really like saying the word nigga, man, but I'm going to read it. You niggas weird. Y'all can't keep up with women y'all own age." He said, "I know Shorty. She's young. She was New Testament, and that nigga Old Testament only from Goshen. What was he doing in that little girl inbox? Yeah, I spoke on it. Who's going to do something about it? Nobody. This nigga hang around Prince Israel that got kicked for adultery, or a young girl too. Birds of a feather flock to death. Y'all love little girls." Okay, we're going to stop there. We're going to stop there because I have to bring up the rest. Give me a second. Let me find a. Now, some may say, okay, why are you, those that saw the second post he did after we talked, there was a talking that took place. Well, I'll go into that also. And then he made the post. But I have to bring this out because what's happening, or what has happened yesterday, these type of things cause people to, it messes up their name. When false information is put out there, when there's no accountability, when there's no leadership that can point this individual, whether it's man or woman, down the path of righteousness. And the people respond before understanding the matter or knowing if the matter is true. And that's the problem with us. If we are individuals that claim to go according to our literature, then we need to go according to that instruction. But let's keep going. This is going to be a little while, you all. So please bear with me. I want to make sure everything is, everything comes out as it should. All right. Let me share this. I'm going picture from picture. I want you all to read this. Then we're going to go back to the beginning. Here we go. Let's share the screen. It says, this is Geberet Saloa, and this is what she says. "He is not old. Wow, you're out of line. They are literally such a beautiful and loving couple." He responds, and the reason I'm going through this because this post was deleted. We read what was said, all the things that was said. I want to get to the next post, and I want you to see the difference. And it's a reason I have to bring this out so that we'll know how we're supposed to approach matters if we do something that is wicked. right? I'm going to say wicked. And it's going to, I'm going to point out why that word is needed. But if you want to say wrong, cool. If you do something to a certain level in its wrongness, and you admit that you were wrong, you need to share why you was wrong with the same level so the people understand, right? Let's keep going. He said, I already talked to her brother. Keep in mind what he's saying, you all. She said, he is not old. Wow, you out of line. They are literally such a beautiful and loving couple. He said, I already talked to her brother. This is implying that her brother, which is my brother-in-law, is agreeing with him. I already talked to her brother. I expect people from your community to cover up all type of BS like they do down there always. He says, honestly, you saying stuff like that just makes me even more angry. Stop commenting on my material. Tell that old nigga to go live and explain how he got that little girl, the F. She's not even 24 yet. Pay attention to everything that's being said. She's not even 24 yet. This is my wife that he's talking about, my Isha. She's not even 24 yet, for sure, or not when he dealt with her. So he's saying she's not 24 yet, or when I first started dealing with her, she was younger. Okay, keep that in mind. What the H? What the hell? I can say that. What the hell would possess an old man to jump in a little girl messenger like that? She don't even look older. Okay. Bear with me, you all. We're going to go through this. This needs to be brought out. It needs to be addressed. It is people that their whole life has been destroyed due to people sharing things online and everyone just going off of what the person said. This needs to be pulled back. This layer needs to be pulled back because he has close to 3,000 friends, if I'm not mistaken. And not weirdly, but and interestingly enough, he has a lot of friends that are associated with me and my Ishai. I'm going to go into that conversation too. He has a few that are associated with me and my Ishai. And off of that, people that also that I have ties with from the Hebrew, because I teach Hebrew for a few different schools. This is dangerous and it needs to be brought out. So I'm going to bring it out and I have to share the teaching side of it that can help us as a community thrive better. So we won't have to go through this. All right. So let me pull this down. It's a few. We're just going through a few. Now we have I say Gaber Chelsea because the name Siloah. I want to make sure I get her Hebrew name. I'm assuming that's Hebrew name right, so forgive me. I do want to thank her for reaching out to us. Our Facebook page got messed up. Our old Facebook page. We had quite a bit of friends on Facebook friends on there, and we had to create a new one. So she found us. She was the one that found us out of everyone and shared that this was being posted. And she took up for us with our character, our integrity. And when I say us, when I'm talking about marriage, even though it was directed towards me, right? We're married, so we're one. We operate together. We do life together. We have a ministry together. We put out an album together. It's so that's why I'm saying us. So let me I'm sharing this. So I want to thank her for what she did and going in and taking up and telling the truth. Not being vague with her delivery, right? So she responds, you're just loud and wrong and it's insane. You obviously do not know them. You are bearing false witness. And he doesn't. He doesn't know. He stated that he knew her. He knew that little girl. Pay attention to the words, you all. Because when we get to the meat, then you'll see what I'm trying to bring out. Now, Lisa and Kaimani, I appreciate them asking this question. Kind of. Mainly I do. Lisa says, how much older is he than she is? Okay. Kaimoni says, how old are they? Now, I'm pinpointing his name for a reason because a uh, um, I don't want to put no one else's name out because they wasn't on here, but I saw a person that I'm associated with share a post, right? And Kaimoni put out a good message. And this is why I was saying this is dangerous because if I didn't know anything about it, if my Isha didn't know anything about it, it's going to spread like a wildfire. And then when you hear with the rest of what I'm about to show you, then you're going to see why this is dangerous. This is totally against Torah, totally against the instructions and the literature that we have. This is why I teach. It's only a remnant of a remnant that truly either serves the Most High, right? Serves the Most High, or no, I'll stick with that. Serves the Most High and understand what they're doing. A lot of people don't. Some people are just a part of something or want to be a part of something just to say it. And then there are some that are wanting to serve the Most High, but they're not in understanding what context and history and culture, right? We're missing those pieces. And that's the issue. If we grasp those pieces, it will cause us to move better, in my opinion, from what I can read and what I can see. Okay, so let's read this. Let's keep going. He says, a few years ago is 3+ years, maybe 3 to 5, right? Couple is 2, few, 3 to 5. A few years ago, she was 19 years old. He was trying to talk to her. She was 19, right? This was 3 years ago, I believe. Suspiciously enough, one of those old niggas from Goshen that hang around known adulteress in that land ends up with some young girl. Now, I'm not trying to put I'm sticking on this and dealing with me. When this took place, what he's talking about, I just moved from Chicago, and I had my own apartment. I didn't live on anyone's land, right? Why am I saying this point? It's not to condemn anyone, but it's false information being put out there, not understanding. And we're going to get to the second post he posted, right? And I want to talk about that. I want to bring some balance and some positivity on that part, but we have to talk about this part because a lot of times we graze over the harm and the hurt that you have done to the person or the people, the family. I have family, right? That may have seen that. She has family that is really upset, by the way, that have seen these lies. And it's a reason why he lied. He hasn't shared it, but I'm going to share it. It's a reason why. Okay. Not to mention, before the council was done, the elders of that community begged me not to mention and bring up what was going on down there. I don't know how true any of that is. I am forced to believe it's not true based off how he's been moving. Okay, so remember, he said she's 24, and then he said that I started talking to her a few years ago when she was 19. Our 3rd-year anniversary is going to be June 30th, you all. We haven't been together for 3 years yet. Okay. She is going to be 31 before our 30th anniversary. Keep that in mind. We talked for a little while, not even a year, maybe 6 months before we even got into marriage. But I want to backpedal. Let me take this now. I want to backpedal before I go to the next one. Those of you that are believing the scriptures, Abraham was 100. Sarah was 90. There was a 10-year difference. Abraham was 100. According to our literature, Sarai was 90, 10-year difference. He's going on a rampage in this post and calling me out, at homonyms and out my name. Don't know me, don't know anything about me personally. He said that he knew this woman. Now, I looked him up. He's born in 92, which makes him 8 years younger than me. Keep that in mind. He's born in 92, so that would make him about to be 33 this year. Watch this. Let's say he's 32, but I'll say he's about to be 33. He talked to her a few years ago, trying to talk with her, by the way. That means he was 29 or 30, and he said she was 19. You have to be careful when you're spewing things out to the public that is inconsistent, and you say things that can put you, if they're listening, if they're wise, if they're balanced. Well, wait a minute. You're saying he's old, but you're saying she's 19 when you were talking with her a few years ago or trying to talk with her. And that will make you 10 years older and talking to a 19-year-old or 18-year-old if you tried to talk to her before me. And the comments as a people, we believe anything that's said. We respond to anything quickly. This is totally against supposedly our belief system, totally against our culture and Torah. Now, I understand there was a lot of wicked people in our group, and many groups, wicked people. But let's just stick with Bnei Yisrael. There's always only been a remnant of a remnant. There's been leadership that was horrible, right? That's what the prophets was. Nebi'im was here for. Going to the leaders first. And I believe this gentleman believes himself to be a leader or a teacher or whatever it might be. And you can be leading the people astray. I might bring some scriptures out soon because I know people like scriptures, right? So I might bring it out soon, but let's keep going. I don't want to lose my train of thought. Let's bring up the next one really quickly. So he answered the question of Kaimoni. If I'm saying your name wrong and you see this video, forgive me. He answered the question. He said that she told me she was 19. She told me she was 19, which she didn't. She wouldn't have told her that. Recall what he said about the brother. I don't want you all to forget the brother part. Okay, I'm pulling up other screenshots. Bear with me. And for those that's listen, this is not messy, what I'm doing. If you believe that, cool. I believe firmly that a person can change. I believe in 2 Chronicles 7:14. I believe in Isaiah 1 when he's telling us to reason with him, clean yourselves. I believe in Ezekiel 18. I believe in these things to where we can shift and change. I believe that a righteous man will fall, right? And then he would, but he won't remain and keep going in it. Everyone has that. Everyone has a learning process. And if they are sincere with trying to serve the Most High, they're going to get away from that. They're going to get away from that sin. I didn't say sinner. There's a difference between a sinner and someone that sins. They're going to get away from that. But your sincerity matters, right? The scripture says that it's many that are tamim. Tamim is blameless. Some will say perfect. And then it's another word in Hebrew, shalem. You might see something that says shalem beleb. Shalem beleb, right? A heart, right? So pure or perfect in heart towards the Most High. So it's out there. I believe people can do it. I believe people are that today. So I'm not trying to be messy, but I have to bring this up because this wasn't brought out. And I'm about to lead to the people their responses next because it's very important that we go through this. All right. I don't have to go to that. We went to that one already. Go this way. All right. So I couldn't get to him on that post. I couldn't it was I don't know, it was he made the comments not available, I'm assuming. So I reached out to him and um I'll show you all what I said. Let me pull it up. I reached out to him because I remember who he is. And it's evident that he knows who I am. I really don't know him. It was a situation that took place, the one he's talking about. And, you know, I mean, I really don't know him. So I said, this is so wrong, sir. I wish that I can call you or send a voice note. My wife is about to be 31 years old, and you are telling people she was 19 when I started courting her. We have not been married for 3 years yet. Everything I said to you already, I said to him. Okay. I can't believe you are doing this. This is wrong and wicked. Right. The reason I'm saying this too, as Yisrael, let me go back to this. Let me stop sharing. As Yisrael or B'nai Yisrael, our name should be extremely important to us. Why? Because how we operate is going to point back to who we claim to serve. Now, the Most High don't need us to prove to the people who the Most High is, but we're supposed to be a representation of the Most High. That's why my name is important. Again, going back to growing, right? I'm gonna use an example for me. I'm gonna get back to this subject. I've been in this walk for 13, going on 13 years. 13 years is this year. And I had a portion within my journey to where I was celibate for 83 out of 84 months. 83 out of 84 months. So within those 84 months, it was at least a month that I was not. And I pride myself on that. I'm gonna explain what I mean. If we was grew into this walk from birth and was grown properly and understanding the importance of waiting until you're married, which is what my Isha did, waiting until you're married, then a lot of the things that we're going through possibly wouldn't be happening. Those months was tough, and the mess ups that did take place, I had to learn from it. I had to reestablish what I've learned culture to be and how to operate in it. I had to reestablish my understanding of courting. I had to reestablish my understanding of more so for the culture aspect, from the law aspect, how they operated. So it's growth. And in that growth, it got me to where I'm at now. So that's why I believe a person can shift and change, right? But I pride myself on it because, man, those is out there. Those is by themselves, live by themselves. They know how hard it can be when you come from that or coming into this walk. And you have to have a certain character integrity, right? And when you do mess up, you got to learn from it. That's why the scripture talks about a righteous man will fall 7 times. That's not the real number, but it's saying he will not continue to go back in that lane again. That's me paraphrasing. On that level again either, because everything is levels. But you have to have the desire, the consistency, the integrity, the works of actually changing. If you're not doing that, then you're not going to be who you claim to be to the Most High. Now, I don't want to be ranting. Let me get to it. I know you all want to see, but I have to bring these portions out. I have to say these things because it's important. It's extremely important. A false balance is an abomination. So if I'm sitting up here trying to teach, or I'm sitting up here claiming that I'm of the Most High, but I'm beating my woman. I'm cussing out all these people and talking about them and don't know them. I'm treating my quote unquote brothers, which I don't call everyone my brother. I don't. And I'll explain that. Well, I have in other teachings. Um, but you're doing all these things. You cannot and are not of the Most High. You're not. Old Testament, which I don't say, Tanakh only, which is no such thing, or um, Tanakh and Brit Hadashah. You're not of that. So let's keep going. It's 30 minutes in, but you know, let's keep going. So I said to him, I can't believe you are doing this. This is wrong and wicked. When that took place with you, um, you messaged and friended everyone. So what the situation he's talking about took place, he just messaged and friended everyone. He wanted to put out there what was going on. Okay, I'm not going to get into that subject because this subject is really about what he had done to my house. Okay, and I told him, I said, um, um, you messaged a friend and everyone, and I tried to talk to you when he called about the situation to get it all rectified because I wasn't aware of what was going on. And when he called, he did exactly what he did to me yesterday. I'll explain that. I said I never stayed on Goshen, and you said that I did. Um, where am I at? I lived in my own place, which I told you all, not on anyone's land when you contacted me about that situation. Then you said you talked to my brother-in-law on your post. And my brother-in-law said that he was correcting you because you were wrongly accusing me, right? I said, all I could do is pray for you. All I could do is pray for you and hope that you will make right the wrong that you have did. All right. So that's what I said to him. Now let's go. So at this point, this is when he actually called me. He called me, and when he called, I began to speak, and he did the same thing he did when that situation happened a few years ago, and he started snapping. Shut the F up, mother, blah, blah, this. When I'm talking, you shut up, blah, blah, blah. Now, at this point, I had to be wise. Why did I have to be wise? I needed him to know the truth. If you are going back and forth with someone in that manner, like it was, and my wife was right next to me, by the way. My wife was literally in the car with me when this happened. Because when we got the news, we were together, and we was like, "What in the world is going on?" And he snapped. I want to encourage those of you out there right now. You have to be careful. You have to be careful and understand that there's always someone that's tougher than you. There's always someone that is more dangerous than you. You cannot, you shouldn't just automatically jump that way towards someone you don't know. But I had to make sure that I was able to get the truth out there to him. As I was doing that, after he got done speaking, I should say, then because I had said, "Go ahead, sir, you speak. Go ahead." I let him speak. He's going in, all that stuff, and then I was able to speak. So I tell him exactly what I told you all. Now we're going through it, and then he asked me, "Okay." He kind of negated that at that point. Okay, whatever. He said, "Well, why are you hanging with pedophiles?" I say to him, "I've never hung out with a pedophile in my life, knowingly." One thing that you all, those that know me, wherever I go, I demand righteousness. Wherever I go, I demand it. I speak it. I probably get on people's nerves with it. And I um, also want the people that I come around to demand righteousness from me. I'm an author of 7 books. I got a book coming out called um, The Way of a Righteous Community and the Protection. I forgot the title, but The Way of a Righteous Community and its protection. Give me a second. Let me pull it up real quick. I got a few books, y'all. So I'm the titles be anyway. It's the way of the righteous community and it's protection, how to protect the people basically. And one of the things and the reasons is I understand that a lot of people with our literature, they use everyone quotes scripture. Everyone quotes scripture to agree with oh my ob-in-law right now literally just wrote something on his post. I'm going to screenshot it because I don't know if he's going to delete it. And I'm going to go into that in a minute. He made a second post. So that's what we're going to get to. And I'll read this, what he just said to for you all to see. He literally just posted it. But in our communities, a lot of stuff happened. And a lot of people want to deal with things after the fact. So women are getting treated wrong. People are getting what he said, molested or things like that because it's stuff that's not in place. It's no real structure in place. We're doing things after the fact versus doing things before and getting things in order to where people are with each other at all times, not leaving people by themselves. It's a lot of stuff and culturally that we just lost. We're recreating and making things up according to what we want, which is nothing wrong with that as long as it's righteous. And we're not protecting the women. We're not protecting even the men that's getting done wrong. We're not protecting the elders. We're not protecting all of those different things. So when I lost my train of thought. Brother-in-law, all I could do is pray for you. So yeah, when he said that to me, I said, yeah, I'm not. I would never hang out with a pedophile, right? A lot of stuff that we're doing today would be according to our law, death. And this thing that he did right here is against our law too, literally. Even his response on what he said in the post I'm going to show, he didn't do it the way that he should have done it. But I did say Todah. My response was Todah. Because I have to give him credit. The only credit that I'll give him. It's a lot of people that will do what he did and they would not delete the post. He deleted the post, but it was delete the post and then make another post and apologize. I have my thoughts on that because I don't want to lose my train of thought. He said something about pedophile. I got to make sure I go into hanging out with Prince in a minute. So people will say, I'm sorry. You got men that beat women, beat them almost to death and say, I love you. And then I'll say, I'm sorry. And then they'll keep doing it. You got women that would disrespect their good husband often and say sorry, but keep doing it. So an apology is not sufficient. Changing is. Being right with the Most High is. That's all I want for him. When I said I'll pray for you, I was serious. I pray daily for my people. I'm trying to make sure when I'm bringing to you all is not me coming at him. This is a learning experience. This is a awareness video that I'm trying to bring to the people of things that we're not aware of. We're speaking too quickly without getting information. A fool uttereth without getting understanding. We don't care to get context. And the responses of the people, we don't ask questions. There was 2 people that asked the question. He gave an answer, but he didn't answer the question on my behalf. He didn't say how old I am, because I don't think he knows. Or maybe he does. But I'll tell you, I'm 10 years older than my wife. The same way that Abraham was 10 years older than Sarah. That's not foreign to our culture. Just like, according to his layout, he was 11 years older than who he thought was 19. We have to be careful, and we have to be wise, be balanced. Because if we're not balanced, it's an abomination to the Most High according to our literature. So let's keep going. He asked me that question about the pedophile. Then he went to say, well, he said, why are you hanging around Prince? Answer that question. I told him this, because what I'm not going to do is this, but I'll say it to you all while you all listening. The purpose of me trying to get a hold of him was because all of the stuff he was spewing was lies. I wanted to give him a chance to actually correct himself and sincerely and genuinely do it, which I don't think it was sincere and genuine. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. I wanted to give him that opportunity. Number two, everything is subjective. Where there's no law, there is no sin. A lot of things that we put on stuff is not a sin, right? I know I'm vague right now, but I'm not trying to go into that situation. I'm trying to stay here. But that's like me asking him, are you still hanging around people that lie to their brothers and sisters? That's against the law. Are you still hanging around? Are you beating women? Are you disrespecting elders? Are you this? There's so many things that I can ask. Are you hanging around these people? Sometimes it's inevitable for you to hang around these people, right? Let me give a perfect example. For those in the Tanakh or the Old Testament, y'all remember wow, I can't remember her name right now. The prostitute, Rabbah. I think it's Rabbah. Can't think of her name right now. Did they ask those spies, why were you in her building? Because some believe she was a prostitute, some believe she was just an in-house keeper, an innkeeper, right? Did we ask? But the innkeeper had to deal with the prostitute because the word in Hebrew was literally dealing with prostitution. So we're gonna stay that route. Did we ask that? Or did her and her people get saved? Her family, when she was doing what she did. This is not to say anybody did anything wrong. I'm trying to make sense. If we're gonna say one thing, we got to be consistent across the board. For those that's into the New Testament, right? Because we got a division amongst our people. Me, I am a student of our literature in general. No one typically asks me what I believe. I believe what our ancestors believed. That's vague, but it's not. But if you're someone in the New Testament, the Yahusha, Yehoshua, right? Ben Yosef, did he hang around sinners? Now, granted, I don't believe it's the way that Christians teach, but was he around them? What was his purpose? Remember, I said I demand righteousness when I come around people. You ask anybody that knows me personally, they will tell you that. I challenge people because I'm supposed to, and many people don't like it. My purpose of coming down south was to fulfill Jeremiah 29. Build houses, grow your own food, marry your children with each other's children, things of that nature. How we're supposed to do when we're in captivity. But most of us are not. Most of us are visiting online, which is nothing wrong with that. You got to do what you have to do. But not really having any elders or anybody that we can talk to that can hold a fire to us, hold us accountability, righteous ones. We don't care to do that. So when he asked me that question, I said that question is irrelevant. Because if that's the case, I have to put the same measure on you. But what you won't see people say is that he doesn't hold people accountable, which is me. That I won't hold people accountable. I hold everyone accountable. elders too, respectfully, and they will tell you I'm respectful. But let's get to it, you all. That's 45 minutes so far. We almost there. We almost there. Here we go. Let's share it. Okay, so he puts a post up. He puts a post up. And this post is Bayed Mazan. My apologies. I was dead wrong. That's it. That's it. My apologies. I was dead wrong. I had to sit here for a minute when I saw the post. Sitting with my Isha. It was so many different ways to approach the post. And we just agreed just to say Toda. Because again, there's not a lot of people that will do this. But then the sincerity in it, I would never know. Only the consistency of him will let me know the sincerity in it. If it was a motive behind it, right? It's so many things that can be thought of, but I don't want to dig that deep. I wanted to just stay there. In my mind, you needed to the same amount of presentation you gave when you put this out. You have to do that when you're owning up to something. This goes for everyone. I'm bringing this out for everyone. You have to do the same amount to make it right. Some will say even more. Some will say even more. I talked to a mentor of mine, the one that ordained me and elevated me. He said he wasn't wrong. He was wicked. And he was wicked. And I'm going to show to you why he was wicked. And I'm going to show you why most of us operate in wickedness. And we can change it. We can shift it if we want to. He can as well. He can. And I pray that he does. But I had to bring this out so you all can have everything. And then I can hopefully say something that can make you think, okay, am I doing this? Am I talking crazy about somebody, but I'm acting like their friend in person? Am I slandering their name? Am I bearing false witness, even though contextually that's dealing with court matters? But you can utilize that for this as well. That's more slander, I believe, anyway. But am I bearing false witness? Am I truly loving my brother as myself? Meaning, would I want this done to me? If we're going to do this Torah or our literature, whether Tanakh or Tanakh and Brit Hadashah, then we have to have a balance. Because if we don't have a balance, it's an abomination to the Most High. It's an abomination to the Most High. Yeah, this is going to be a little minute. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to bring all this out. So he said that to me. Judah Yisrael said, what's going on? Right? Another guy said, well, this was his response. He spoke on some stuff out of emotion publicly about his house. He's about my house and didn't have the right information. As a man, I will apologize publicly. Here's the problem with this. I appreciate that. But there is a but. This is something he shouldn't have done in the first place. Because even if I was wrong, how should he have went about it? Torah-wise. Or for those, or New Testament-wise. How should he have went about it? And the question is, did he? I did not. I spoke to this man one time in the last 3 years, or however long it's been since that stuff took place, or what took place, what I wasn't a part of. And he knows I wasn't a part of it, especially now. Should he have came to me? Should he have found a righteous elder that knew me, that can pull my coattail? The problem is he doesn't believe that elders and teachers will do that because he doesn't respect elders and teachers. Or he doesn't want to be in a position underneath an elder or a teacher, a righteous one. Like many of us, y'all. Many of us do not want to be under it. Oh, I'm not sharing. I got to share. Many of us do not want to be under it. Let me share it for you. But that's been the case in Israel forever. It's only been a remnant of a remnant. Do you want to be that remnant of a remnant? What is that remnant of a remnant? The remnant of the remnant is like the people who the Most High sent, the prophets. Those who the Most High said did right in his eyes, all things right in his eyes. Those who he called perfect, tamim in Hebrew, blameless, blameless according to the laws and the laws that was given, the instruction that was given. That's what tamim means. That's what Eob or Job was. That's what Noah was. Tamim. Then you have some, again, that is shalem beleb, right? Perfect in heart, meaning they wanted that their life, how they moved pertaining to the Most High, was sincere. They had integrity. They was balanced. Do you all want to do that? We can do it. It's up to us. It's our choice. It's our choice. Get the information first. Find out before you try to destroy someone's life. Some people take this serious. I do. I gradually got up to this point also. Again, 2 Chronicles 7:14, Isaiah chapter 1, Ezekiel 18, and so many more. We all can be that and do that. And the person has to judge you according to what your consistent nature has been from whenever you start. They don't have to. It's up to them to do that. But the truth of the matter is, it's growing. We're all learning. This is no excuse. And this is when I say this is not an excuse to say you're going to mess up. Forget it. No. Be perfect. I don't care what no one says. Because the Most High tells us to be that. And if you, in New Testament, it tells you to be that. That is our culture. But you know what's not our culture? Telling us that not to be that. We are doing that or being that way because we don't want accountability. We don't want to be held to that fire. And we should. And we can. But let me keep going. I'm sorry. I told y'all it's one of those things to where I wanted to bring this out. I'm using what happened to us as a lesson point or conversation to help us thrive in the Most High. And let's get back to it. All right. So then Judah said, okay, well, he is the one that I spoke to you about yesterday. He's a great brother. He's a Hamite. He jokes when he says that, though, but he's a great brother. Remember what he spoke about concerning the language, or what we spoke about, that's him. That's why when I saw his name, I was like, wait, what? But all praises to the Most High that whatever it was got cleared up. It did not get cleared up. It was not what all these comments we're about to go through. What sucks is this, y'all. The comments that I'm gonna go through really, really quick. I'm not even gonna pinpoint every comment back and forth. Is giving him praise for the post, which I understand. The problem that I have, not one person reached out to the people that he attacked. Not one. Only the Gaber Chelsea, Saloa, if I'm saying it right. Mordaoud and his wife. And of course, I talked to my elders and a mentor teacher of mine who elevated me and ordained me. But it was so many people that was friends with him. And I'm sure more, because I didn't go through his list. I just saw mutual friends. And I saw some names of people I know that didn't reach out and said nothing. Now, granted, it's a chance they didn't see the post. but it's also a chance that they did, and only the Most High knows if they did. And if I would have saw something like that, I would have responded just like she did, and I would not have made it um, general. I would have spoke what's true about the person that this person is talking lies about. That's what a brother's supposed to do and sister's supposed to do. Because we're about to go into why he did what he did. We're about to go back to the brother. Remember, he commented in the beginning and said when he was talking to Gaber Saloa, Gaber Chelsea, he responded to her as though, well, I talked to the brother. I won't listen to you because you're a part of Goshen. But I talked to the brother. The brother said this. That's what he alluded to. I read it to you all. But now I'm about to go to the brother after we're finished. Why are we doing this? Because it's always good if somebody comes to you about something and they're talking about somebody, call that person, put them on the phone with them, or ask questions. Don't just believe what someone is saying. Now, if they're consistent and they have shown you consistently, it's different. But guess what? I will still do. Even if it's different, I still ask, are you sure? So, and if I'm lying, ask anybody that knows me personally. I could be annoying sometimes because I will say, even if I know this person is what they are. So you sure nothing happened, right? You didn't say anything. How did you respond? Okay, I ask questions because you have to. That's the wise way of doing things. But nobody did it. And I pray that they just didn't see his posts. But they saw the second one. And from my knowledge, I know no one reached out to me. Azante Tyreek reached out to me. And I said more Dawood reached out to me. I don't know of anybody that reached out to Mahisha, but her family. And like I said, Ab just made a post, and I wonder if he deleted it, if the guy deleted it. Oh, it's still there. Yep, he didn't delete it. So I'm gonna go to that in a minute. Ab is a father in Hebrew. I know people say Abba, Aramaic, but Ab is his father. So he's my father-in-law through my marriage. All right, let's get to it. So he said that. So I'm glad you all cleared it up. That's what Judah said. We didn't clear it up. Just because you say I'm going to delete it and just send something in a message and say I was wrong. That don't come off as sincere. But I'm going to say Torah because of what you did. But your response to them, let me go to it. I spoke on some stuff out of emotion publicly about his house and didn't have the right information. As a man, I will apologize. He didn't go into detail what he said. They didn't see the post. So you got everybody on this post. Let me go to it. I'm not going to bring it up. You got everybody on this post because I don't want to go through everybody's name. Somebody came on. He ain't had I got baptized with him back in the day. That's when I started IOG. You got people saying to him, proud of you, King. You got people saying, love this meshpacha, right? Loving thy brother, righting a wrong shows pureness in your heart. And then someone else said, much respect. It doesn't show pureness in your heart. It depends on the motive. It depends on the sincerity. Just saying sorry does not show pureness in your heart. I'm not knocking the person that said it, but I'm bringing truth. As I stated earlier, we saw that somebody could be beating their girlfriend, woman, or whatever, and say I'm sorry, and keep doing it. Keep being deceptive, deceiving of his woman, and and all these other things. Same thing with a man. So sorry don't mean anything. It's the actions. And I pray his actions do um, mimic or go parallel with what he's saying, but I don't think it is. I'm about to show you why. So it was a guy by the name of, I don't want to say his name, but I'm going to read it. I'm going to read exactly what he said. This, on that post, everyone was praising him. It has over 26 likes and loves. People that's not friends with us, um, some that was on the first post, but nobody rebuked anything. Nobody even said, "Have you?" Uh, nobody did, but one person did. I won't say his name. I don't even know who he is. He said, "That's a blessing, bro. Much respect in all honesty, though. You wrong a lot," he said to him. This is what he said. You wrong a lot. You just haven't noticed it like you did with this situation. I pray moving forward, you can move with wisdom in all things as you move forward. So he's rebuking them and still being balanced, right? The same way I did. I pray for him. I pray that you can, So I respect this dude, even though he doesn't even know, or this gentleman, even though he doesn't even know what actually happened. Because I believe if people knew what actually happened, and I could be wrong, maybe I'm wrong on that. Let's keep going. He said, I pray moving forward, you can move with wisdom in all things as you move forward and know that we all are trying to work together to get this thing right for an even bigger purpose than one person being more correct than the other, right? I don't think that we all trying to work together. I love his um, enthusiasm. I love his faith in it, but we're not. It's always been on the remnant of a remnant that truly serve the Most High. Always. Always. We're not all doing that. But I commend him for desiring that because I do as well. It says, iron sharpened iron, and I believe you are already very sharp. I don't know him personally. I can't say that he is or he isn't. But I know in this matter, and dealing with people, he is not. He's not. And I pray that he gets better in that. I pray that we all do. I pray that we all do. Our souls are at a state, and it's more important than ever to come together with things that we have similarities with. I agree. I agree. All this back and forth and New Testament, Old Testament stuff, man. This is ridiculous. If something happens to us, if it comes down, we gotta be with each other. They ain't gonna look at you being Old Testament or New Testament, y'all. Come on. We gotta meet that common ground. That common ground is Torah. That is the common denominator for New Testament and Old Testament. I hate saying New Testament, Old Testament, by the way. For the Tanakh and the Berich Hadashah, right? That common thing is the Torah. The common thing is the Most High. That common thing is the Ten Commandments, right? Which embodies all the law. But the Ten Commandments is really the first few is dealing with serving the Most High, probably, and the rest is dealing with each other. But that wasn't done here. And I'm telling you all, you gotta do this because you can hurt people and hurt a family. No one that I know of has said reached out to my Isha. I think maybe one. I could be wrong. I gotta ask her. I know that a princess did, Princess Daya. And that says a lot, man. I didn't want to believe that. And I'm going to say this because I know this is true. I'm not saying it's true about anyone that knows us, but some people are praying for your downfall because we teach about House of Balance a lot. Their first album they came out with is called House of Balance. If you're interested, let me know or let us know. Can't wait till they fail. He's always talking about Tamim and Shalem, Beleb. Can't wait till he mess up. I'm not saying that's why people didn't hit us up. They could be busy, but we're supposed to be there when someone is going through something crazy. And those that know me know that I have. was something that was really, really crazy. And if they watching this, they know what they know what I'm talking about. Let's keep going. We almost good. We're almost done, y'all. Dropping a gem here and there on topics that stand out to you that may be controversial, but man, you have been attack tag mode. I've been watching to see the posts that show some sort of foundation of building up, if that makes sense. I know you have it in your arsenal. So the guy, I'm not gonna say his name, he's he's giving him a little he's rebuking a little bit, but then he's giving him positive constructive criticism. And guess what happened? He deleted it. That's my assumption. It's not there anymore. And the reason I don't think it's an assumption because he did that with Chelsea on the other post. Saloa. Gaber Saloa. We cannot do this, man. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not ignorant. I know that we're going to continue to do this. So this video is really for those that take heed to my words. This video is truly to those who want to serve the Most High properly. This video is for that. Some will say, hey, I wouldn't have done a video. I respect that. Some will say, oh, I wouldn't have did a post. I respect that. Don't give them the attention. I respect that and I understand. That's why I'm approaching it this way. Because I know Torah, right? Our instruction that govern Bnei Yisrael. We don't supposed to be separate. We're supposed to have a community. You're supposed to be a part of an organization, for lack of a better word. I'm sure someone's going to say something about that. Because you're able to be held accountable. You're able to be taught correctly if you're wrong. But I don't think he has that. And I don't think most people in our communities have that. So I have to make this video in the way that I'm doing it. I'm doing it in love. I'm doing it in trying to present better ways which aligns with our culture. So let's keep going. We almost done, man. I think. All right. So let's go to the brother. He said to Gaber Saloa, I feel like I'm saying your name wrong if you're watching this. Forgive me. Gaber Chelsea. That when she was saying that he's not old and they're a loving couple, blah, blah, blah. Because I don't know about her. No disrespect, saying blah, blah, blah. He said, like, I talked to her brother, as though the brother was in agreement with her. Let's go to the brother. And I'm going to read it. So this was September 12th. I guess they was talking about something. I'm not trying to get into that. Now, at this time, we were a few months in. He knew, I don't know if he knew who I was technically, because again, when that stuff took place, he was calling everybody, random people that he didn't know, messenger, just anybody that was associated in any capacity. Think about it too. I ain't gonna get into that. That's another topic. So I don't think he really knew who I was at this point. But at October 24th, 2023, almost a year and a few months later, he said, Shalom, yo, how did your sister end up with an old man in the old Tiona community? I don't know what old Tiona community is, but how did your sister end up with an old man? Now I'm wondering, I remember when this happened because my brother-in-law told me about this. And I'm thinking, like, why is he so adamant now about my Isha? And that's when I found out that he was interested in her and she wasn't interested in him, according to everybody that, my brother-in-law, my Isha, my sister, everybody, but I want to get into that. That's not what I want to get into. But this was the response. And I brought that out because it makes sense as to why was I posted. Why were we posted? I was the target, but why? I haven't talked to this man, and mind you, when I did talk, it was a couple minutes because he was furious. Just like when he talked to me, when I asked, "Can I talk to you?" He yesterday, he just get in, shut up, you listen when I'm talking, shut the f up, blah blah blah. And I'm telling you, and I'm warning you, I'm warning everyone: be careful when you're doing that with somebody you don't know, because that person has something to lose, especially if you're in person with them. If they are married and they have a family and you're threatening them, they have something to lose, which is their family. So you might not be where they at when it comes to that level. Or if they're around their family and you're doing that, you have to be careful. To all the men that's listening, because you don't know people, there's always someone tougher than you. There's always someone harder than you. Be careful. Because I was blown. I was like, whoa, okay. Be cool. Be cool, because you have a mission to do. Keep your character, keep your integrity, right? Stay focused no matter what. This is what you do. Stay focused. And I'm saying this to those of you that may also go through this at some point. Stay focused, man. If you have a lot to lose and this is nothing that's threatening, let it go. All right, you got it. If it's threatening, that's a different story. Let's keep going though. So the brother says this, not the brother. My brother-in-law says this. He says, that old man that you are referring to is my brother-in-law. And honestly, he's one of the realest ones that I have come across. And the so-called Hebrew community, a lot of these busters out here are fake as and weirdos. But he's definitely clear and continues to get my approval, my boy. Because I gotta worry about, because I'm thinking he said I don't gotta worry about if I'm gonna hear word about somebody misusing my sister, and I have to take them out of their misery. So in other words, he's basically saying that I'm good in his book. I'm my character, my integrity, blah blah blah. That's what he's saying to him, because he don't got to worry about it. I'm not, and I don't blame him, because it's a lot of men, or this subject right here, that misuse, harm, especially someone that was a virgin, and just throw them away. Don't know how to have conflict resolution like he doesn't. I pray that he gains that. And I mean that. I really mean that, man. I really mean that any man or woman can shift and change and turn into straight righteousness and not go into wickedness, man. We don't want to say wicked, but it is. We're afraid of that word, but it's true. That goes in alignment with what we believe. Well, what our literature expresses. Let's keep going. He got one more thing that he says. I think I got one more place to go, y'all. Let me go back to it. Let me share it. Then where is that? Okay. I said Torah, because I asked him, can I wait, where is it at? Is this it? Okay, that's it. So I asked him, oh, here it is. Do I get permission to use this in my video? I won't be rash or abrasive or nasty, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep reading. This will be a message, a lesson to get people to understand that we have to stop doing this. I will read it, but bleep out the words, blah, blah, blah. He said, by all means, and be rash and abrasive, because there was no reason for him to come after your character like that when you are a person that is high on the value of your namesake. So I say go all out on them, even if you need me to do it, my response was, I appreciate it. I have to be the bigger man, especially due to my position in Israel. I have a position in Israel. I'm a chief prince in Israel, a Nasi Rashi. And when I got that title and got ordained as such, I have to move. And even before that, That's one of the reasons I got the title. But a lot of us, we get titles just to get it. And that's why a lot of people don't like dealing with people with titles. But again, to me, that's because we're ignorant to our own text. We're ignorant to our own text. That's another topic. I'll teach on that later. I have taught on that before. Um, so I told him I got to be the bigger person. I prefer to use this situation to bring awareness for our people to grow and see that we may not be where we need to be with Yah, but if we really want to, we can. Toda again. All right. Um, so I'm trying to see if there was anything else I wanted to bring out or I needed to bring out. Okay, that's it. I will read what my stated. I haven't read it yet. I'll be reading it for the first time. He says, Shabbat Shalom, I am Elder Metathias, Nasika Amunas Ab. Nasik Shema is a man that I am proud to call my son, and the Ish of my Bat. I must speak on the character of Bene, or my son, Nasik Shema. I have seen this man endure and even diffuse situations that were potentially explosive while taking the brunt of the attack himself for the sake, sorry, you all, somebody is messaging me, for the sake of peace. And that's true. This video is not towards Shabar. I'm using it as an example. False balance is abomination to Yah, according to our literature. But this is not the first time that this happened. I am used to him. I remember Azante Tariq said this to me too, because he called me. And he said to me, because my name is very important to me, especially these last few years. You know, you become married, you have to be perfect. I don't care what nobody says. I'm talking about Tamim, not perfect like you shoot 1,000 shots and you hit it all. I'm not saying when you find out that you did something wrong that see, you're not perfect because you did this wrong, but you didn't know about it. Now, what makes you perfect or Tamim is to fix it and never go that route again. That is Hebrew culture. That is Hebrew understanding when it comes to our text. We have had our literature misinterpreted and given us a false narrative of how we're supposed to operate. My point in what I'm saying is this. What Ab just said, my Ab-in-law, my father-in-law said, he said, I have seen this man endure and even diffuse situations that were potentially explosive while taking the brunt of the attack himself for the sake of peace. It's stuff that people don't even know if they may be watching now, of things that I know, of things that was said about me and my Isha, and we didn't do nothing. But the Most High has handled them though, and they don't know it. Just like Shabar. The Most High may, because I don't know what may possess him. I don't know if it was just really him. Someone talked to him to make him make the second post, or maybe he felt bad now through the stuff that was brought forth. I'm not sure, or I don't know. But what I see is typically when someone is coming against a servant of the Most High, things happen. And I press hard to be a servant of the Most High, and hoping that the Most High believes me to be that. I'm never going to say, I'm going to let another man speak for me, another woman speak for me and my Isha. Outside of that, I'm going to tell the facts, the context. The same thing that we're doing now when he posts and everyone who's commenting and stuff like that is the same stuff we do with our own literature. We're not getting the context and we're not holding people accountable. We all have done that. Let's bounce back from it and let's be perfect. Let's keep reading what he said. He said, this was one such situation. So I esteem this man highly and was incensed that such a heinous attack on his character would be railed against him and involve in my body. As a defender of my family, a simple I apologize is insufficient. The same vehemence, hopefully I'm saying that word right because his vocabulary is the same vehemence and unmitigated gall and language used should be then applied to the repentance. That's what I was saying earlier. Reconciliation and restoration of the person's character you attempted to damage. And I do believe he attempted to damage it. And I do believe it is due to him getting rejected by my Isha and seeing that I'm with him now. I mean, with her now. Forgive me. Because what other reason did you have to do that? This needed to be addressed. Some people will look at this, what I'm doing, and say, well, why are you doing this? Because a lot of people that get this done to them, they are silenced, and I will not be silenced. But in that, I'm going to make sure I bring a word that can help. Just like Jeremiah did, or he was told to do. I'm going to break apart what's happening. I'm going to bring it down to his baldness. That's me paraphrasing. And then I'm going to allow the Most High through the words he's given me, or I'm inspired to say, I should say, through the knowledge that I have and know through his word, to allow it to water in hopes that you will drink. This was wicked. It wasn't just wrong. It was context with this. And I'm just realizing on yesterday, up until this point, that it was. So with that, I think that is all that I wanted to bring out. I hope that I hit everything that I needed to hit. To the people that commented on the first post, hopefully this video is shared to you all. Try not to be so quick to respond on things that you do not know. A fool uttereth, right, without knowing. Never just go off of what someone is saying unless you are absolutely sure. Absolutely sure. We have to do that, man, in order to rebuild. It was so much more I wanted to say. So much more, but I hope something that I said can help someone that's listening and can help us be more cautious on our words, be more cautious on what we say. But the truth of the matter is, it's always only going to be a remnant of a remnant that truly serves the Most High and truly serves his people. Are you going to be that? Do you desire to be that? Do it. You can do it. You don't have to be like this, man. So with that, I yield. Yebrechem, Yahweh Yishmarechem, which means, may the Most High bless and guard you all. Those that are within righteousness, those that are desiring to be righteousness. I am Nasik Rashi Shema, Chief Prince Shema Abed Mazan. Shalom. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't say anything, didn't miss anything. If I did, I may post it. Oh no, this is my matter. One more thing. I'm not going to respond to anything. If anyone comments on this video, that is cool. I'm okay with that. But I will not respond. I have to bring the evidence. And if he's sincere as he said he was, because he did say this part really quickly. That's the part I forgot to say. He said, I'll let this be a humbling experience. I forgot to read that. After that, that's when the gentleman I was telling you about was rebuking and encouraging him at the same time. He deleted that. because no one else on this post rebuked it. This is not a shot to anyone on this post. I believe none of you knew the severity of what took place. But I do encourage people to ask questions, dig deeper, especially if you are someone that you believe to be a servant of the Most High. Then your job is to make sure things are balanced and not a false balance, because a false balance is an abomination. All right? All right, you all. Shalom.
See a dream, that dream is green, and I don't mean material things. Freedom to the land, to woman and man, as we take up for what we stand. Better days and better nights, as we stand and unite. We're one and the same. Why is it so hard not to point and to blame? Better in order and we'll see the peace. There are steps that we must take.